Well, happy Friday, my KUMB listeners. I am just enjoying this weather. That's why I'm all upbeat. So I'm so grateful and thankful that you guys have tuned in yet again to hear my show. I just want to say, hey, I want to give a couple shots out before we get the show started. I want to give a special thank you to my KUMB business owners out there that play me on the radio, play my show. I know it's early in the morning, that let their clients listen to the show while they're, getting whatever service that they're providing. So I want to give a special shout out to Boston Cleaners. Monica, the GM over there, called me and said, Monique, I just want to say thank you. You keep it 100 on your show. I really appreciate you. We can tell through the show that you're passionate about what you do, that you care for people. You guys don't have any clue what that means to me. Because that's exactly what I hope I'm giving off, because that's exactly how I feel. Like, I love what I do, you guys. I love it. You know why I love it? Because I've always been a people person. I love all walks of life. I love all God's children, and I love to meet people. So that's why, I just want to say thank you, Monica, for sending over one of her clients and friends. She referred her, and now we're out looking at homes. Thank you, Monica. Also, on that note, I've got Cheryl Brewster. She has been a cheerleader for me and my business for many years now. And I'm just so grateful and thankful for her and her husband. They actually used me to buy a property over in Spanish Trails. And I want to say thank you guys. I really appreciate that you guys also send me many referrals to me and my team. And they are over there at the Roseman University. So shouts out to the Roseman University, and especially Lou and Cheryl Brewster. They've become like family friends to me. So love you guys. Thank you for all of your support. And now we're going to talk a little bit about the fact that I want to remind you guys, me and my team can assist in all 50 states. You heard me right. I want to give a congratulations to our Virginia buyers. They just went into escrow. They bought a home here in the Centennial Hills area. So what I did was me and my team if you're out of state and you can't fly back and forth, guess what, guys? We're in 2025. We have technology. So what I did was FaceTime and walk through the properties for them. They really were so appreciative of that. They bought their home. We're in escrow. So congratulations to the Utritro family. I hope I didn't mess that up. She told me how to say it. I think that's how she said it. And also to my client from Los Angeles. He bought an investment property right by Bishop Gorman. He's in escrow. So congratulations to you as well. Mr. Timms will be closing on his property here next week. So guys, I have people all across the states. I don't care where you're thinking of moving to. I can assist you and get you in the right hands with a good realtor in that state. That's part of my team. All right, part of my brokerage, and we'll make sure you're taken care of. So all 50 states. You guys, I want to welcome on one of my team members, Miss Becky Coins. She's come on many a times before. Hey, Becky.
Good morning, Mo. Thanks for having me.
Yes, absolutely. So you've been doing quite a bit of business as well. So I wanted you to share a story about the listing that you just took, because I do want people to know that, guess what, guys, it's spring. Don't we get busy every spring, Becky?
Every spring.
And I'll tell you guys why. We start picking up because people want to move, right before summer or during summer, so that their kids, if they have children, can go ahead and have the new school ready to go, right? So that's why we always tend to pick up, all of us realtors, around spring, March, But I'll tell you this, and you tell me, do you agree, Becky? My phone started ringing off the hook with buyers, especially right here in February.
Oh, girl, yeah. We thought we were in a little bit of a lull there, but we've been crazy.
Crazy busy. People are getting used to these rates, and they're realizing, hey, I better get something now.
Before you can't.
Before I can't afford it. Because we all know when the rates go down, what goes up?
Prices.
That price point, right? So it's like, pick your poison, right? So people are like, listen, before I don't get the opportunity to pick what house I want.
And competition.
I don't want to fight no one for the same house and overpay. But I'm going to pretend that they just go ahead and pay the normal rate. And then guess what you're going to do? You're going to refinance. So you don't have to knock down, or step on someone's toe to try to get the last one that's left. Because that's what's going to happen. We already seen it in 2019, right?
Yeah. Well, too many people think it's unobtainable.
And that's another problem. That's another problem. And I want to talk to those people. Because let me tell you, there's so many people out there that just don't think they deserve a home. And that breaks my heart. They think that they can't get it. It's out of their reach. You have no idea. Well, actually, you do have an idea. You actually do have an idea. They don't have any idea.
Yeah, we have several ideas. But
yes. You have an idea because we've given keys to people that had that exact mentality.
Yes, several in a row.
And a lot of times it's due to them being told no previously.
Yeah.
By multiple, lending sources. Maybe their bank that they've been with 20 years. They figure if they told them no, it must be done.
Yeah, they always think there's some obstacle. I have another client right now that's possible coming on. He's worried about because he's going through a divorce. He's like, I might have to wait. I go, you don't have to wait.
That's right.
That's
right. And how did you advise him? You told him what?
It's very simple to get an affidavit from that soon-to-be ex-spouse that she's just not going to have anything to do with the property. Yeah.
There's no need to wait.
My sister did that. It was very simple.
It's very simple. Mm-hmm. It's a one-page document.
Yeah.
They just simply sign off as long as you guys are, in good standings. You could say, hey, I know we're going through a divorce, but can you sign this affidavit? Because, obviously you're going to go your way. I'm going to go my way. And that could save you thousands of dollars.
He's like, oh, I don't have to wait. I said, no, sir, you don't have to wait.
Absolutely. Great job, Becky. And that's what we do, you guys. We know all the, the ins and outs. We know what's needed to get the job done. So on that note, why don't you tell us about the listing that you just took?
Yeah, I have a new client, a listing I just took this week. I'm very excited about. He had a little bit of a rough go with the previous agent.
What happened? Wait, tell us about what happened. Go ahead. Don't use any names. We're not going to drag any of our colleagues.
No, some colleagues, they have their own way of doing things, I guess, or they get a little busy or whatever their own
work
reasons.
A job where they're not allowed to answer their phones.
Yes.
And I'm not here to come for anybody, but riddle me this. How are you selling my house, charging me top dollar to sell my house, and you're unavailable for 8 hours during the day because your job that you have does not allow you to answer the phone? And you guys, this is something as realtors, any realtor out there is listening going, yeah, because we're calling to write an offer. Mm-hmm. We're calling to converse with the listing agent and we cannot get a hold of them.
It gets to be frustrating sometimes.
Well, besides frustrating, it's costing the sellers a possible buyer.
Yeah.
And I don't understand.
I don't know how you properly represent that way, but communication is key. And he said that was the biggest thing when we got done with our listing appointment. He said, I can't tell you how much I appreciate just the communication from start to finish for a listing appointment.
Right.
And I said, wow, I'm so sorry you weren't getting that before, but I promise you, we give all the attention to each one of our clients,
Absolutely.
Buyer or seller. We give everybody as much communication and attention as we possibly can.
And we don't care if you're you're selling a $3 million home or you're selling a $300,000 home or a $60,000 condo. You're going to get the same treatment.
Yep, the same Becky, the same Monique every time.
That's right. Professionalism. And what we like to do is educate our clients. A lot of our clients are savvy and they've already bought a lot of homes and properties. But, there's always a chance to maybe let them know about something they didn't know. So I always like to explain, and so do you, exactly why we're comping the way we are. Like you sat with him and you showed him.
Did.
And that's something you said that the agent did not do.
No.
The agent didn't come to the house and preview the property, which is mind-blowing to me.
Yeah, never. He goes, I can't believe that. He said he never even came and saw it. And I said, well, I'd like to come take a look at it. He's like, wow. I was like, that's
standard.
That's kind of a given for me. I don't know how other people do business, but for me.
Right. Because when you walk a property, pictures don't always say everything,
And the previous pictures he had, while beautiful, don't get me wrong, I don't feel that they did justice in certain areas of the home. I felt that different things looked much different in person than it did.
And then you have the ones that are glamour shots. Like you remember in the 80s?
Yep, I tell all of our clients
pink
that.
background. The feathers around your neck. I know my listeners remember. I know y'all remember those glamour shots. Well, honey, they have them. And listen, I do get them for my listings too. Glamour it up.
Right. That's right. Make it look as pretty as possible.
If you're just tuning in, this is Monique Buchanan, and I've got my team member Becky Coins on with me, and we were just going over the current market in Las Vegas. It's picking up, guys. It's picking up. Buyers are coming out. They understand that these rates could drop any moment. And if you're interested in selling your property or buying a property or moving out of state, 702-984-3888. 984-3700. If you're shy, you don't like to call, you can always text 702-984-3700. If you don't like texting, you can email me, welcomehomeshow91.5 @gmail.com, 702-984-3700. And don't worry, I always say the number again at the end of every show. You guys, I also updated my YouTube channel. Thank you to each and every one of you that jumped on there and showed me some love and some support, and you guys liked and subscribed. I seen that, and I'm so appreciative. That was very sweet of you guys. You know, I come down here. I don't get paid for this, so I appreciate all the love you guys show me on my YouTube channel, Monique Buchanan, Buchanan, Real Estate. That's the name of the Monique channel. The YouTube channel. So let's jump back into it. So you're going to put that property on the market this week, right?
Yes, we're getting some new updated pictures taken, and I believe we're going to go live on Friday.
Right. All right. So it'll be ready for my listeners to check it out this weekend if they would like. What area of town is it?
It's up in Henderson.
Oh, okay. All right. How big is it?
It's just over 2,600 square feet.
So it has a pool in the back. We need that because it's summer coming.
Yes.
All right, and then how many bedrooms is it?
3 bedrooms with an option for a 4th, and a loft in addition to.
In the Henderson area.
Yes.
Okay, I know there's somebody out there that's been thinking, hey, I want to scale down or I want to move up, and this is something I could do. So on that note, I'm going to talk about my new clients.
Yes.
They are from Denmark. They're a sweet couple. They're just getting their property sold. It's sold for $1.2 million, and they came to me. Now, I was not the listing agent, so they had a story for me as well. And we're going to share these stories because there's somebody that's listening thinking, "Oh my goodness, I'm going through this as well."
Yeah.
So they sold their property for $1.2 million. It's in escrow. So normally, when you sell somebody's property, you would also help them to buy the next property, right? But they came to me. Somebody recommended me, and they knew that they had used me prior to sell their property. Now they weren't going to sell with me because they're already in escrow. They had already sold it, which I'm happy for them. That's great, right? They said, Monique, we wish we would have known you when we want to list our property. We would have loved to have you as our listing agent because this listing agent we're using has not been communicating at all. So much to the point that the buyers have been reaching out to them for documentation and things that are needed, because listen, let me share something with you guys. We don't just open doors and put signs in the yard. The real work starts for a real estate agent when we go into what's called escrow. That's when all the documentation goes back and forth. Sometimes we have to put fires out. We have to act like a lawyer and research and find out how we can protect our clients through the law sometimes, which I'll share that story later. But the majority of our work is done not when we're coming and sitting with you and taking your listing, or not when we're driving around opening doors. The majority of our real work starts that 30 days of nonstop documents, contingencies, putting fires out. Communication is key. You have to be communicating with not only the other agent, you've got the title company now, you've got the lender, you've got all type of people timelines that you're facing. So this particular listing agent that listed their property for $1.2 million did get a buyer. They're in escrow, but he was not communicating and has not been communicating at all with not only them, has not communicated with his sellers, but also with the agent. And the buyer is reaching out to the seller and saying, hey, we want to get this deal done, but it's not looking good. Your agent is not doing what they're supposed to. So I just, I let them know, hey, at the end of the day, when things like that happen, you can always reach out to the broker. Okay? We have brokers that will hold us accountable, you guys. You can reach out to the broker if you're having issues like this. Now, if they were not in escrow, they asked me, could I take over? And I said, unfortunately, no, that's not how it works. The man has done his job, right? He found a buyer for you. Okay, you're in escrow. Well, he hasn't done his job. I shouldn't say that because the job's not over. But he has secured you a buyer. I am not allowed to step on that man's toes, which I wouldn't do anyway. But If you're having an issue, you can reach out to the broker. And in many cases, if it gets that bad, the broker can take over, right? Or do something about it. Or like in this case, the broker had a conversation, let them know, hey, you need to be communicating. But you never know what's going on in somebody's life. You know what I mean? Yeah. So there's that. So another thing happened is we're doing a contingency. And for you all that don't know what that means, these folks, they sold their $1.2 million property. Now we're looking at properties around $900,000, and they're going to buy a property over in Denmark cash with the proceeds. So I am able to refer them a Denmark realtor because not only are we able to assist in all 50 states, we're also in 24 countries and Denmark is one of them. So hook them right on up with an agent in Denmark. They're going to be purchasing over there once we close on the property here in Vegas. And we just wrote 2 offers for 2 properties that they're possibly going to be getting acceptance today, and they'll pick which one they want. But I have to write those properties on what's called a contingency basis. That means, Mr. Seller, my clients are not able to move forward with this property until they sell the property that they sold already to secure those funds. So you can do that, you guys, right, Becky? We want to let y'all know that you can go out and buy another property. Once we put your house on the market, we don't even have to have it in escrow. No. We can put it on the market, get it listed. Then we start searching for homes, get you a pre-approved, right? Start searching for homes. And then as we put in the offers for you, we're letting the other seller know, hey, this is only going to happen once they sell this property to protect you. Okay. So that's something people don't know, Becky, that they can do that.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't have to wait when you're getting ready to sell your house. A lot of people do. They think that they're going to have to secure that first before they move on. But then what do they do in the interim? They're like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen?
Right.
I'm like, it doesn't work that way. We absolutely can write a deal.
Absolutely. And another thing that my clients didn't know is that they can do what's called a rent back, Now that has to be negotiated in the beginning of the deal, you guys. So the rent back, if you know that you're going to need a rent back, you need to tell your listing agent when we come over, hey, by the way, we need a rent back. We know that we're going to need at least 2 weeks, maybe up to a month. And then that way your listing agent can make the buyer's agent aware. My clients are going to need a rent back and it's going to be for this amount of time. Obviously if they can move out sooner, that'd be great, but we're going to need at least this amount of time. That has to be negotiated in the beginning of the deal. Sure, you could throw it at them later, but now your leverage is gone, right?
Yeah.
So there's that. So that's just a little education, you guys, on how things work when you're thinking of purchasing a new property. Maybe you want to, buy a bigger home. And you're like, hey, I believe Monique, the writing's on the wall. Monique just bought a bigger home because she knew that this property is going to cost me a crazy amount of money if I wait. So I'm going to go ahead and get it now, where I can afford it. And then I'll just refinance it it's so, you know what, Becky, I'm so glad I did buy my house. So let me share this with you guys. I'm going to share you my own story. I bought a single story home. It's a little over 3,000 square feet. It has the RV that I needed because we like to go camping. I bought a single story because my father lives with me now since we lost my mother a couple years ago. And it has the pool that my little babies wanted. And it's on a 1/4 acre. So just think of that. Over 3,000 square feet, right? Pool, RV parking on a 1/4 acre, right? So I bought that home in June, right, Becky? You remember when I was buying my home?
I remember.
Yeah, I was specific. I knew what I needed, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right. Well, guess what? These clients that I'm representing from Denmark that I told you about, that's exactly what they want. They said, Monique, we want a ranch style. We want it to be at least 3,000 square feet. We will not settle for less than a pool, and we have to have RV. I said, well, you guys are trying to buy my house. I showed them a couple properties like that. And by the way, they're few and far in between. There's not a lot to choose from. The property that was like that I showed, they're all $875,000, $980,000. We couldn't find anything under $800,000. You guys, I bought my house last June. I spent $600,000 on it. So, hello. Are the prices going down, Becky?
Oh, no. Absolutely not.
And they haven't even broke ground for the Sony production theater here yet.
Yeah.
That's coming. There is so much coming to Vegas.
I keep telling everybody, I'm not trying to hustle you.
Right.
I'm not trying to push you. I hope that you do use me.
Yeah, right. I would
But
hope.
I don't care
Who you use. I could tell story after story, and these are, I always tell the people about the I worked with the mother. In fact, you worked with her too. Sonia in the cashier's cage. You remember Sonia?
Oh, yes, I do.
She
I
sent me
adored
her daughter about 4 or 5 years ago. I don't know if you've heard this story, so you guys bear with me, my KUNV listeners, if you're just tuning in. This is Monique Buchanan, and I've got my team member, none other than Becky Coins, on with me. I think it's story time today, you guys.
Right.
Story time. That's what we're doing. But these are true stories about the real estate market here in Vegas. And if you're interested in buying or selling a home, 702-984-3700. You guys, side note, these down payment assistance programs, they could be going away tomorrow. And I mean that. We all see what's happening. The funding's getting cut left and right. Guess what? These grants are funding.
Yeah.
So I would not wait any longer if you're thinking about buying a home and you need down payment assistance money. 0 down programs could be gone tomorrow. If you're thinking about listing your property, it's a great time because the buyers are coming out right now. Now, during the winter, they were hiding. They were in hibernation. They're coming out. 702-984-3700. If you want to email me, my email is welcomehomeshow91.5@gmail. Very simple. welcomehomeshow91.5@gmail. And you can check out my real estate channel, Monique Buchanan Real Estate, on YouTube. So, I forgot what I was saying. Oh, Sonia.
Sonia's daughter, yeah.
5 years ago, she calls me up. Monique, I want you to get my daughter a house. I said, okay. She's just determined to buy. I told her she needs to wait because the crash is coming. So, oh, God bless you, Sonia. Bless your little heart. Mm-hmm. But see, she went through that.
Yes.
There's a lot of people that went through that, and they're just scarred. They've got like PTSD now.
Yeah.
They think it's going to happen again. But that's because they don't understand why it happened.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm just going to round it up like this. Predatory lending is why that happened. That's the best way I can say it. Now, this is why it's not going to happen. Pretty much everybody under the sound of my voice that has bought a home, a lot of them bought, even 3 years ago. They received low rates. They're all sitting on equity. Equity. In other words, they're sitting on money. So if you're telling me that I unfortunately lost my job, I can't make my mortgage payment anymore, the banks will work with you to try to help you. They'll lower your mortgage in many cases to help you make that payment. But we're just going to say worst case scenario, I just can't make the payment no matter how low they lower it. Why in the world would I let my house just go? I can sell it and walk away with some money. But do you know how many people do actually do that? And we're here to help you guys, because at the end of the day, if you have equity, which I'm sure you do, if you bought your house even 3 years ago, there's no need for you to walk away with nothing and just let the bank take your house.
That's what I was going to say earlier is everything that we're telling you is a phone call.
And it's a 5-minute conversation.
Yeah.
But I've gotten off track. So long story short, you guys, Sonia was telling her daughter not to buy. Her daughter did not listen. Thank God. She did buy. Now her daughter's sitting on about $200,000 in equity. And guess who had to move in with her? Sonia.
Mama. Yeah.
Mama had to move in with her daughter because there is no rent cap in Las Vegas. And her rent went up too high. She could not afford it. She moved in with her daughter with the house I sold her. Yeah. And now she can't afford to buy. Now, when me and Sonia talked, when she sent me her daughter, I said, Sonia, you need to buy, honey. She said, nope, I'm going to wait. Now, we went and ran the numbers. She cannot afford to buy anymore. Aww, and it's sad. Yeah. She's a sweetheart. But that's okay. She'll be all right. Maybe her daughter could help her out down the road. We never know. But anyways, so we're going to go ahead and wrap the show up, you guys. I want y'all to remember that me and my team can help you guys in all 50 states. Also, on a side note, guys, it's starting to get hot. You need to think about your solar. We can help you with the solar. And the reason I advocate for these folks is because I am a realtor. I need to know that the solar company you go with is not going to hurt you in the future when it comes time to sell your property. So please do not just go with whoever knocks on your door. Say, wait a minute, Monique says she can help me with this solar, because it takes about a month, right, Becky? You just got your solar panels to put on. Did it take about a month to get going?
Yeah, it took a little bit. Yeah, a couple
3
months.
weeks.
Yeah.
To
get
it
it going.
Months?
Yeah, because of the process with the permits and stuff. But yeah, no, it was pretty simple.
Okay, but it takes about a month or two. 702-984-3700. 702-984-3700. And my team is hiring. We are welcoming agents that are thinking about switching brokerages. Our team is growing, right, Beck?
Yes, I love it.
I'm excited. I love
Me
it.
too.
And we look like America. and Americans. We're all nationalities, honey. We've got you covered. So anyways, like we talked about, guys, we're just telling you that, hey, it's picking up. We got a lot of buyers out there that are still sitting on their hands. We want to make sure that you are able to purchase a home, and the window is closing on us being able to secure closing costs for you. I'll tell you what, my last 2 clients I mentioned to you from LA and from Virginia, we're talking $12,000 that I was able to negotiate, right?
Yes,
from
ma'am.
the seller. That window will shut completely once the sellers realize that the buyers are coming out and they're going to have multiple offers on their property. There is no need for me or my seller to give you a penny if we see multiple offers coming in. And let me tell you, let me flip that, right? Listing agent over here, Miss Becky, she's going to advise her seller.
Absolutely.
It's picking up. If we got an offer where they're asking too much closing costs, Mr. Seller, let's wait it out.
Yeah.
Because it's getting warm, and we can wait it out and see if there's another buyer that's going to come and ask for less. So that's what we do. When we're representing our sellers, we're going to protect our seller. We're going to educate the buyer's agent on how they can rewrite that offer to favor my seller. You know what I mean? And that's what we do. But when we're representing our buyers, we know how to structure that offer to favor our buyers. So, Becky, what is the address for your property that's going to hit coming up? What is it? You said this week it should be hitting. And how big was it again?
Just over 2,600 square feet.
All right. And I think you said it was a 4-bedroom.
It is a 3-bedroom with an option for a 4th.
And it has a pool.
Yes, it has a pool. And it also has a loft in addition to that 4th bedroom. 1138 Grove Park.
Perfect. So again, you guys, that one is going to be coming on the market, 1138 Grove Park. You can check it out on Zillow, or of course, you can always hop on our website, welcomehomewithmonique.com. And again, I've got a couple listings for you. Hey, that high rise, we had an open house last week. I want to say thank you to everybody that stopped by. So many of the KUMV listeners came by. It was awesome. Thank you so much. That address is 2775 West Pebble, and it is unit 328. It is listed under $300,000. It's a 1-bedroom with 3 bath. It is a 2-story with a loft, guys. That's a high rise. Now, also, we've got a property over in Centennial Hills. That one is 9100 Spoonbill. 9100 Spoonbill, 4-bedroom house, and it has a dual master, or primary, I should say, a dual primary. That is in the Centennial Hills area. $405,000 is the list price. So thank you so much for listening, Becky.
Thank you again for having me, Mo.
I appreciate you and everything you do, girl. You guys have a blessed weekend, and until we hear from you.